We are the Liberty Intelligence Organization Network. And we're basically a news recap show, really a liberty movement show, in case you didn't get that by the title. We are all about freedom and informing people about what freedom means and how we maintain our freedom and also the threats to our freedom. And again, freedom and liberty is the same word, the same exact word. So when I say liberty or freedom, I mean the same thing, us to be free, to not have anyone to control us, to not have a collar around our neck and be labeled as a property of someone else. That's what it is to be free, and I think some people have forgotten that. Some people take liberty for granted. Those of us who have lived in the United States of America, most of us have learned to take liberty for granted. While people in other countries are waking up really fast to the New World Order because they never truly had the freedom we have here. And it's freedom which has made the United States so prosperous. It's what allowed us to be a world leader, not only in ideas of democracy and freedom like that, but our industry was better when it was free, when it was not being regulated or controlled, when it was a private business owner and the people working for him and the government was not involved. Our industry was allowed to prosper at levels it was never prospered before. People were able to amass, great quantities of wealth because of being free, having less taxes, having less government regulations, having less government telling them what to do, less collar around their neck. And really, that's what the liberty movement's trying to do. They're putting the collar back on. They're not asking if we want the collar back. They're not trying to put it back on. They're putting it on. And I've removed my collar, and I will refuse the collar no matter what the cost may be to me, because it's not about me anymore. It's not about us as individuals anymore. This is about all of humanity. This is about free humanity entirely. That being said, I had an emergency broadcast, but I'm switching the names up whenever I do something that's not related directly to the broadcast topic. Again, right now I'm working on broadcast number 2, and its main topic is eugenics and the eugenics agenda of the New World Order. But this is a special report. It sort of ties into eugenics because it does involve population control and society control. But it goes beyond that. It's actually 2 topics. One of them I got links to. Another one I'll get links to later, I'm sure. Because it's easy to find. Again, this stuff's easy to search. So if you want links for it, if you don't believe me offhand, type it into Google. Again, Google is a CIA operation to monitor what we look for on the internet, to monitor what we do on the internet. But again, it's a double-edged sword. We got to use the cell phone. This video, before I even upload it, they got it saved on some data bank somewhere. So I mean, we got to use what they created because it the weapons work on both ways. At the same time it's used to monitor me, it allows me to get information out to you all. So that's the way that it works here in the New World Order, and eventually they're going to shut that down so that the tools only work for them, and it doesn't work for us anymore. But while it works for us, we got to use it. So that being said, this special report's on 2 main topics. Let me outline them right now before I get a little head on this. All right, I didn't want to get ahead of myself. I've already tried to make a couple of videos that went over time, so I had to erase them and start again. So I'm going to try to get through these right now. The first one is RFID chips. Now, in Obamacare around page 1004, 1009, somewhere in between there, it says that American citizens will be required to be implanted with RFID chips. It's basically a microchip that will be used for payment, and it will also be used to monitor your health. So when you go into the doctors and they want to look at your health records, they scan your microchip. When you want to go pay for something at a store, they'll scan your microchip. When you want to get paid at work, they'll scan the money in your microchip and it'll clear your bank account. When you want to pay for stuff that'll go out of your bank account through this microchip. That's what they're trying to do, and they've already got it. Some families have already accepted the microchip as a test run. And in schools, in some school districts, they're forcing students to wear these badges, like necklaces around their neck, that have the chip implanted in them. So it's not in their body yet, but they're wearing it. They're wearing the mark of the beast, really. I mean, whether you want to argue it's direct biblical prophecy or just another attempt at tyranny to say, hey, that's a pretty good idea. And I think that's what a lot of tyranny in the past has saw, that, hey, the Antichrist in the Bible, he has a good idea for world domination. why don't we try it? And I think that's how Hitler operated. I think that's how all evil tyrants have operated since Christianity. And before Christianity, they had their own myths and religions about evil guys and evil apocalypses that they used as a means to try and convince people, or really as a means of just global domination. So that being said, you know, they're really forcing it on people. You're going to have to get a chip. That's what Obamacare says. So that being said, the second thing I want to give on the special report right now is vaccines. Now, the government pushes for flu vaccines, and when everybody gets their vaccines, and your child in school, they say, you got to get your vaccines, all this stuff. Well, if you go to the CDC website and look at the side effects of vaccines, don't get vaccines, folks. Do not get vaccines. I mean, I should have written down some of the side effects. I know death's one of them. I know that the flu vaccine actually gives you the flu symptoms. So what's the point of taking it when it gives you the flu symptoms anyway? I know other vaccines, you know, they're prone to cause, you know, all types of stuff. Muscle dystrophy. I mean, the list is huge. Hepatitis. You know, it's not coming to me at this moment, but go check it out. It's right. I'm going to link to it, the CDC website with the side effects of vaccines. And again, this is so important because at the same time that they list on their own website that the vaccines have side effects, the news media tells us they don't. They say it's safe. They say go get your vaccine. And even when you go get vaccine, just ask to see the insert that the nurses get with the vaccine. And right on it, it says potential side effects. Right on the vaccine's insert. Just ask to see it before you get the shot. So that being said, that's going to do it for our special report here. I'll get back into the broadcast number 2 after this. But I just, you know, sometimes I'll think about something that's really important information that people really need to know about because it affects them daily, like the GMO stuff and like Child Protective Services. This stuff can affect you daily. And I think you need to know about it as soon as possible, even if I can't tie it in with the main topic of the broadcast. So, that being said, thanks for joining in. I want to remind everyone to stay safe, to stay strong, to stay free, and to stay informed.